So Obama likes to talk about taking money from the rich and giving it to the middle class or the poor. He said it's going to allow for more child care and more health care. So how does this work? Let's just do a thought experiment. Let's say the rich have 50%, the rich 1% have 50%, and the other 99% have the other 50%. So if we take all the money from the rich 1% and give it to the 99%, then now the 99% have twice as much. So, except for debt, if they have one car, they could have two cars. If they have one house, they could have two houses because they have twice as much. So, obviously, this causes you to think about this. Where would another 100 million cars come from if we gave the rich don't have 100 million cars? Anyway, so you look at Cuba, and what always happens when you're a low-class scumbag who wants to steal from the rich, you get nothing because you're a lazy communist, and that's why your store shelves don't have any goods. I thought we'd finish this debate back in the 20th century with the Cold War. So I don't know. So, okay, getting back to the question of more health care. Okay, so we need 1 million healthcare workers. Where do those come from? They don't just materialize. That means you have to take them out of fast food. So now you take all the people out of fast food, put them into child care. Well, wait a minute. What's going to happen to the fast food? I guess we need immigrants. But now we have more poor people, don't we? And what about nurses? We want 30 million more healthcare people served. So now we need a million nurses. Now we train people from beauty salons to be nurses, and it's more money. But wait a minute, we still need haircuts. What's going to happen now? So how does this taking money from the rich do anything? Sometimes the economy can get high unemployment. If you had 20% unemployment, then yeah, now you got 20% to work with. You can increase look at the goods and services. So productivity. Look at how many goods and services. So if you have 10% unemployment, that means you can make 5% more goods and services for everybody by making them employed. If you have 20% unemployment, you can get 20% more goods and services. But if you have full employment, what are we going to do? We're going to take people. Where are the people for the child care and the health care going to come from? They don't materialize. Are they sitting around, all the nurses not doing anything? I don't think so. So the Cold War is over. This is low class scumbag logic. I want to take your money. It's scumbag logic, that they want something for nothing. So screw. If God is just, and if you sit before God, you have to say, "I'm sorry, God. I'm lazy. You were right. Thou shalt not covet." Which gets at another point. The whole what Obama is doing is he's causing people to covet. They're sitting around saying it's not fair. It's not fair. Now, on the topic of socialism, God said, "Pardon the French, never enough, never happy." So if you think about it, when is it enough? And anyway, so.